Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Moret Sports Complex on the campus of Lenoir-Rhyne University. Tonight's matchup features your Lenoir-Rhyne Bears and the visiting number 21 Limestone Saints. The Bears come into tonight's matchup 2-0-2 with wins over UNC Pembroke and Francis Marion. Both ties come from North Greenville and Florida Tech. The Saints come into tonight's match 3-0-1 overall, with wins over Belmont Abbey, Francis Marion, and Chowan. The Saints opened conference play on Wednesday versus Anderson, where they drew 1-1. This will be the Saints' first official fall in the South Atlantic Conference this past spring. They came in second in their pod behind Queens. The Bears are coming off of a 6-0 win over Francis Marion.
Gentlemen, it's now time to introduce the starting lineups.
And we're going to kick it over to my broadcast partner, Eric Bach, for starting lineups.
Number 2, Hannah Luke. For 14, Amanda Swinkles. For 25, Emma Paget. For 32, Tavia Shutt. For 33, Azumi Manriki. For 37, Sophie Jorgensen. And in goal for the Saints, number 97, Katie Baird. Now for the home team, starting for your Lenoir-Rhyne Bears, number 4, Vivian Becker-Peralta. Number 5, Rhea Acton. Number 7, Stephanie Figueredo. Number 10, Nat Dustin. Number 16, Amanda McFarland. Number 18, Aina Molinares-Serra. Number 23, Allie Zucker. Number 25, Manny Kyle. Number 30, Leonie Proessel. Number 33, Evan O'Leary. And in goal for the Bears, number 26, Charlotte Warman. Bears are coached by Gary Higgins and assisted by Carrie Maxwell, Rachel Fisher, and goalkeeper coach Carlos Rubio.
All right, we're ready for kickoff, and here we go. Conference play underway here at Moretz as the Bears welcome in the Saints of Limestone, 21st ranked team in the country. Eric Bach and Danny Nicosia. I've made my way back over here for opening kick. First of two tonight between the Bears and the Saints. Have our first foul of the game. Wow, that was a pretty aggressive move there by the referee to Selena Bovalith.
Looks like he's going to shut that down pretty quick, right off the get-go.
Bovalith tied for the team lead with 2 goals. Senior from Germany.
Stephanie Figueredo's got Ali Zuger wide open on the far side.
Tried to send it in to her. Might have been too far. Right off the flag stick in the corner. And a goal kick for the Saints. Not a goal kick, pardon me. That's Katie Mayer, the goalkeeper for Limestone.
Looks like she forgot to put her shin guards in.
I think she did. And so it is a goal kick. Only given up 1 goal the entire season. Have the Saints. Was in their last match. 1-1 draw with Anderson. That was Limestone's first conference match of the year. This is the first for the Bears. Coming off a 6-0 drubbing of Francis Marion here on Wednesday night.
Even with it being a 6-0 win, though, Eric, I think the Bears were a little unpleased with how they played.
They were.
Lots of opportunities to score and just still struggling to put the ball in the back of the net.
They had 4 goals in the second half. 2 of them were off of PKs. But definitely talked with Nev Dustin after the game, and she said that they were not very happy with how they played, despite a 6-0 win. I mean, it's hard to feel bad about a 6-0 win.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, against quality opponents like today, like Limestone, was only given up 1 goal the whole year. But these two teams offensively have been very similar the last few games. The Bears have just peppered a ton of shots at the goal in their few games this year. Not a ton of them have been on goal. They haven't executed very well in the final third. And Limestone's the same way. They outshot Anderson in that 1-1 draw by 20 shots. It was 29-9 on shots for Limestone against Anderson, and only a 1-1 draw. So I'm sure head coach Sam Holmes and Gary Higgins have the same mentality of quality over quantity at some point.
Absolutely, and when you get into games like this where it's a tough matchup, the ones who can take a hold of the opportunity to score is going to come out on top.
The way Charlotte Warner starts in goal tonight. Grayson Cameron's out of town and not
Good
available.
tackle.
And then a foul on Acton following up. That's Emma Paget, junior from Galena, Ohio. The good tackle there. Set piece for Limestone coming up in their offensive zone. Ranked 21st in the country are the Saints. Bears, the preseason sack champion. They were picked first in the sack. Limestone only picked 6th after they made the conference tournament semifinals in the spring. Lost to Queens, who the Bears turned around and then beat in the final of that tournament. And only 3 seniors on this Limestone team. You look up and down the roster, it's freshman, sophomore, freshman, junior. I mean, there's 2 graduate students and 1 true senior. That's Selena Bovalith, who just had that touch there at midfield for the Saints. Here she is with it between 4 white jerseys. Able to get it to Swaniger.
Limestone holding most of the possession here in the first few minutes. So the Bears look to make a run.
Just the fine freshman Leonie Proessel whistled for a foul there.
And the referee doesn't seem to be allowing any sort of contact so far.
Or talk back.
Yeah, he shut that down pretty quickly.
Shut down the Saints within the first 45 seconds of the game and has some words for Proessel there. Scored the first goal of that 6-0 blowout win. That one's in on Warner. She lets it go over the line before she picks it up for the goal kick. Huge day for Bears sports. Triathlon was in action this morning. Women's cross country won their regional meet today. Bears football kicks off in less than an hour down at Newberry. Obviously, women's soccer in action right here against Limestone. Men follow.
You know, Eric, I'm interested to see how Charlotte Warner plays tonight. This is her first game since, I believe, the 2019 season.
She was the starter before Grayson Cameron transferred back in.
Took the spring off due to injury.
But if you're Gary Higgins, you know, when you're starting goalkeepers out for the conference opener, you might have some anxiety, but knowing that Warner has so much experience already back there is probably a comforting feeling for him.
Absolutely.
No health issue with Grayson Cameron, just a family commitment.
A little bit heavy of a touch there. Would have liked to see her play that off to Stephanie Figueredo instead of out wide to O'Leary.
Katie Mayer only allowed the one goal this season against Anderson. Nice job by Ina Molinaire-Serra there to get the Bears out of a little bit of trouble, at least for a little while. She gets a start. She hasn't started typically, but she's come in and played significant minutes. And there's the two freshmen up front for the Bears, Proessel and O'Leary. Both with 2 goals apiece this year. Sorry, Danny.
No, you're good. I was just going to say that the Bears are struggling to keep possession. Passes are a little off, and that connection just isn't clicking, even on the simple through balls.
Touch off the head there for O'Leary, but nobody home for the Bears.
And that's what I mean there. There's no connection. No one's running off of the ball. O'Leary's not sure what's happening behind her, so just a header into space of no one.
Back to the Bears there as Paget wasn't able to keep it in with her head. Bears were ranked in the top 15 and drew a couple games and found themselves out of the poll. Haven't yet to lose, but a draw with North Greenville and then a draw down in Florida with Florida Tech, who is a top 5 team in the country.
The Bears need to look to switch the ball here. There's lots of space on that far side.
Good deflection there from Jorgensen. That's Sophie Jorgensen, junior from Denmark. Came to Limestone from Northern Oklahoma College. There's a shot! Just a little bit wide. Mayer directed it enough where she was able to ricochet it wide. Proessel almost had her 3rd goal of the year. It was a quick turnaround there offensively for the Bears as we have a corner kick on the far side. Rhea Acton will take it, the first of the game. Pops it into the middle, off the head. O'Leary couldn't get a lot of good contact on it there. Excuse me, that was Zuger deep, but Now Bovalith with a little bit of a run, but Zuger runs her down. She's so fast, isn't she?
She is. Great wheels on her. But the Bears are giving a lot of space in the middle of the field and putting no pressure on the Saints. Just kind of giving them that time to do whatever they want with the ball.
Freshman there from Japan, Azumi Manriki from Hiroshima, Japan, couldn't run that one down. She had the lone goal in the 1-1 draw with Anderson. Only a freshman. Sam Holmes has a very young team. Unlike Gary Higgins, who, he starts a few freshmen, but there's so many girls with so much experience, and Dustin Figueredo and McFarland.
But even the freshmen who start, they look like seasoned vets out there.
Zuger's one of those. Here she chases that one into the corner, and she cannot get there.
Very unlucky. Looked like she saved that one, but referee calls it out of bounds.
Very comfortable early evening here in Hickory. Low 70s, not much humidity, good cloud cover. Not a very far trip for Limestone. This is one of their closer ones. It's a good touch off the head there from Manrique. Seems like the Bears are kind of playing on their back foot right now.
A little bit on their heels. Not great first touches, which is causing most of their turnovers. Holding on to the ball just a little bit too long when they should look to switch just a bit faster.
Molinare Sarah kind of got in no man's land there, and Becca Peralta just had to clear it. I think toe got stuck in the turf or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure what happened there, but definitely would have liked to see Rhea Acton turn that one towards the outside and just kick it out of bounds instead of trying to kick it right in the middle.
Yeah, that could have been trouble for the Bears. There's Rhea. Tied for the sack lead in goals in the spring. Had a couple of them on Wednesday night against Francis Marion, her first two of the season, but pretty sloppy start all in all, I'd say, for the Bears, Danny.
Absolutely. Just not playing their game.
It's a physical play there by Proessel, but it'll stay with Limestone.
And the Bears have struggled when pressure's been put on them so far this season, and Limestone's doing a really good job of kind of locking them in their defensive third of the field and not letting them out, and they're not able to connect those passes very well.
This is Manrique tried to chip it in there for her teammate Schwaniger.
You know, Eric, in any other sport, this is about a time that the coach would call a timeout. And I'm sure the Bears are wishing they could do that just to regroup and calm themselves down. But that's the great thing about soccer is you kind of have to figure it out on the fly.
You say great thing. I say eh.
I guess it depends on the perspective.
I guess timeouts wouldn't be... they probably wouldn't really fit in the flow of the game.
Not really, no.
You know me, I'm always up for a good philosophical debate. First corner of the game for the Saints.
Interested to see if they take this short or if they're just looking to draw out a defender.
Don't take it short. It's trouble in front of the net.
Ooh, lucky that wasn't called a handball. Need to get this
dangerously
up and out.
Close. The Bears do get it out momentarily. 15 minutes in. No score between the Bears and the Saints. Nev Dustin back there defensively cleared it out, but not for long. This feels like the first half offensively that the Bears had the other night against Francis Marion, for Limestone, I should say.
Still just unable to keep possession. Good
O'Leary
stop of play.
steps in front of that one, but back to the Bears now.
It seems like the Bears, they're either holding on to it for too long when they should release fast, or releasing it too fast when they need to hold on to it. Really trying to shove it up this near sideline.
That's back to Limestone. Here Nev Dustin calling out orders. It's what they call the spine of the team.
It's a lucky call there for Lenoir-Rhyne. Able to get the ball, switch it quickly. And that's what they need to do in regular play, not just off a free kick.
Looking for Zuger on that far side, and she's able to get past her defender. Has to center it up quick and can't. Ball went over the end line there.
Figueredo was making a great run at the top of the box. And there was a slot, too, for Allie to look back and pass it back, but fortunately just couldn't get her hips around it.
Zuger gets it back, but maybe holds on to it for too long.
Oh,
Tries to
great
center this
ball.
one. O'Leary just over the crossbar.
Great ball by Allie Zuger. Great vision to see O'Leary taking that back post run.
Bears have had the two best scoring chances of the game. Off the foot of Proessel and off the head of O'Leary. Just narrowly missed the net both times. Zuger pokes that one back towards Katie Mayer. Katie, a grad student from Blackburn, England. Came to Limestone from Concord University.
Dangerous pass there by O'Leary.
Tabia Shutt was right there. She's another scoring threat. She leads the Saints in points this year, does Shutt. She's got a goal and 3 assists. So adds up to 5 points, which is first on Limestone. Limestone team that, watching them play, I'm a little bit surprised that they were picked as low as 6th in the preseason SAC poll.
You also have to think that the conference hasn't really seen them play in conference play. So they're basing it off of their statistics in Conference Carolina. So I'm sure that had some role
Limestone,
in their ranking.
Recent add to the SAC. Good throw in there from Figueredo to lead O'Leary, but she's just not able to do much with it as she just fires it off of Ellie Fleming.
O'Leary seems a little off to me
She
today.
does.
Just not doing the things she's done well, trying to force things.
About 20 minutes in, Bears seem to have found their footing a little bit these past few minutes.
That's a great flick by Becker Peralta.
It's right there. Proessel fighting. Still in the box, though.
Need to get it down.
Zuger
on someone's
elevates. Got somewhat undercut there, but no call. Put yourself in a position up in the air like that, it's a little bit dangerous. Especially with all those bodies in the box.
Absolutely. Either going to get stepped on or take a hard fall.
Sounds like you're speaking from experience there.
Possibly. Great pressure there by Acton. And that's what the Bears need. They need that high pressure, and they need to stop letting Limestone just have their way.
Acton tries to get through a few defenders. A little bit of space for Nev.
See if O'Leary can run it down.
Nope.
Unfortunate. You can see the frustration as she whips the corner flag.
Bends the flag down. She's going to get an earful from Eddie if one of those things falls off. I see Eddie lurking down there, making sure his flag's okay.
He told me the lights will stay on till midnight tonight.
Oh, boy.
So we should be in good shape.
God help us if we're still here at midnight.
Yeah, something went wrong if we are.
Of course, we have the Bear men and the Saint men coming up after this one. Charlotte Warner filling in tonight.
I'm really curious as to why the Bears continue to try and push it down this near side.
It's not really working.
It is not. I was hoping Charlotte Warner would take that pass and look to switch it. You have McFarland wide open in the middle there. Easy switch to Maddie Kyle or Allie Zuger and can just go in right into that space with their speed.
O'Leary pushes. That looked like it maybe hit her hand, and it did. There's the whistle. Wrong place at the wrong time for Andrea Zwinkels there. And another PK for Rhea Acton. Second penalty kick in as many games for Rhea.
She's the PK queen.
She takes the corners, she takes the PKs, but that was created by O'Leary putting pressure on the Saints defense, and Zwinkels, the sophomore midfielder from Sweden, just could not get her arm out of the way. Rhea Acton from England. 4 game-winning goals last year. And buries this one to open conference play at home. Third goal in the last game and a half for Rhea. For a slow start offensively to the year, she's picked things up nicely here in a 1-0 Bear lead with 23-21 to go in the first half. So in a first half that has seen the Bears struggle, frankly, to possess the ball, to sustain some runs, they do get the first goal. Pretty fortunate bounce from off the arm of Andrea Zwinkels.
Yeah, super unfortunate for the Saints to grab that handball down in the box. But well done by O'Leary to cause that, and well done by Acton to put another PK away. I'm curious as to how many PKs total she has made in her career at Lenoir-Rhyne.
We'll have to get the research department on that.
Our boss, Jeremy Zalaka.
No whistle as Maddie Kyle went down. I'm surprised. I think everyone kind of stopped, assuming that the whistle was coming, and it never did.
He's been pretty tight with those, so I am definitely surprised.
That one's off the post and in for Limestone. from 40 yards away. A misplay there at the goal for Warner.
So unfortunate for Charlotte.
Just over a minute after the Bears get on the board, Limestone evens things right back up at 1.
And you can see here on our Spangler Restoration replay. Here's the Bears goal.
The PK goal there. There's a foul on Proessel as she bumps Katie Mayer.
Hard to tell if she couldn't stop her momentum or...
Still trying to figure out who officially scored that goal for Limestone. There was a cluster of blue jerseys way away from us over there in front of the Bear bench on the right side.
A beautiful ball, though. Looked like it was supposed to be a cross into the box and just took, like you said, an unfortunate bounce and off the far post and into the back of the net for the Saints.
That one rattles the cage of the Saint bench there. A couple of goals within 70 seconds of each other here in the first half. Evens things back up at 1.
And see, this is where not having a timeout comes
True.
in handy because you got to figure it out on the fly. You can hear the Bears supporting Bears over to our left, cheering on the women.
That includes part of the men's team who's patiently waiting on their turn tonight. Been a long time, 2 full weeks since the men have played a home game on this field. Had about a week and a half break between their first and second games due to a reschedule.
Great defense by Ina there, forcing the goal kick for the Bears. Really good job there, just keeping the defender or the offender in front of her and making her make a decision.
Tabia Schutt could not believe the call from the linesman on the near side. It goes in favor of the Bears. All the chances that Limestone's had to put the ball in the back of the net this game, the time they actually did it seemed highly unlikely.
And I don't think that's what they were trying.
No.
Obviously, they were trying to score there, but I'm pretty sure that was a cross, and that took a bad bounce.
It definitely was not intended to be a shot on goal. We're still waiting on who scored that goal from our friends over there on the far side.
Looks like Kara Gavigan's waiting to check in for the Bears. See if she'll come in for O'Leary or Zuger. Oh, it's a great run behind the defender.
The shot from Schutt.
And
not close.
No, but that just shows you how off the Bears seem with reacting, allowing her that run right behind her. Didn't even see her. Good through ball there by the Saints. As Zuger pops over to the near side and Gavigan comes in for O'Leary.
I would say that's a pretty good move.
I agree.
To keep Zuger in the game. She's been effective.
And you're putting speed down this side where the Bears have been trying to force it, while also keeping speed on the far side with Gavigan. Good composure by Mack.
Schutt able to get around Dustin. Gets it back. There's a deflection off of Rhea Acton. Ball goes out of bounds. We're told that the goal was Azumi Manriki. Her second goal in as many league games. She scored the goal versus Anderson, the lone Limestone goal. So back-to-back games with a goal for her. It's a fortuitous bounce, but they all count the same. Nev's not able to get around Jorgensen.
Good change of speed, change of direction, though. Just not a great second touch. Right idea.
Trying to get Kara Gavigan involved. She's yet to touch it until right this moment since she's been in the game. Kara, sophomore from La Crosse, Wisconsin.
Wonder why she doesn't play lacrosse.
Wow. That was great.
It was a bad joke.
Yeah. Kara, the coaches say Gavigan's the most athletic player on this team.
You know she ran track in the spring.
I do now.
At least one race.
She looks just like a sprinter. Gary Higgins can't believe that call.
I'm pretty sure she ran in the 4x100.
Oh, wow.
The 400. The 400.
I was going to say the 4x1, the ultimate sprint.
The 400. Yeah, she ran in the 400.
That makes more sense.
Yeah.
As a soccer player.
Yeah.
Speed and endurance race. This one off the head of Schutt and deflected to the corner. Good run there by Manrique, who has the goal. She forces a corner kick, and the Saints are threatening again with 15 to go in this first half.
And the Saints, they keep setting up for this short corner, which pulls two defenders out of the box for the Bears, forcing them to drop some more players back, not giving many options going forward once they get it out.
Zwinkels and Charlotte Warner got tangled up there, but the ball harmlessly flew over their heads and out of bounds. So the Bears will goal kick it.
And the Saints are just passing through the Bears.
Good takeaway there from Nev Dustin. No cornrows today for Nev. Saw those the other day.
It's unfortunate. It was a good look.
And they whistle her for a foul there. I'm a little surprised about that.
Looks like she got stepped on. Not fun.
I'm sure that you're speaking from experience that time.
Absolutely, especially when the cleat gets under the shin guard and just scrapes down your leg. It's a really good feeling.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That one too far for everybody. Got to think that Sam Holmes, head coach for Limestone, is got to be pretty happy with the way this first half has gone here on the road.
Absolutely. Limestone controlling most of the game.
Nev's down on a knee. She might be cramping again.
Maybe.
See if trainer comes out. Here comes Katrina. Nev walking slowly off the field. Abby Biddle will come in. It's not somebody you can afford to lose in the long term if you're the Bears.
Definitely not. Adjusts their formation a little bit, too. She's playing that holding defensive mid position. The one they look to switch through the most. Looks like Figueredo will push back to that so Biddle can go up.
Seemed like Zuger was a little bit out of position there, just hanging out too close to this near sideline. This one's popped into Warner, who easily picks it up on a hop. See if Maddie Kyle can get something going. She's one of the most experienced Bears.
She's been quiet today, though.
She has. Hardly said her name. Same with Becker Peralta, who's been a force as that center back for Gary Higgins. This is Biddle just in the game. Some fresh legs for her.
The Bears keep taking that first negative touch.
See if Zuger can find Gavigan there on the far side. She cannot.
Still just playing down this near side.
I saw a sigh coming from you there, partner.
Yeah, it's frustrating to watch them continue to push it down the near side when it's clogged and there's no options. When they can easily pull it back, switch it through the back line, or look for that long switch just a little bit earlier. Just a little bit slow today.
Maybe a little bit of nerves. Open conference play. It's basically a new season now, especially with the expectations the Bears have on them. Obviously picked first in this league. It's a good intercept there by Manrique, who has the goal. And now Schutz.
Good step by Maddie Kyle.
Gavigan not able to run it down.
I don't know that I have ever said Maddie's name without saying Maddie Kyle.
Maddie Kyle. They just go so well together, don't they?
Yeah, I think you just have to.
Maddie
She's
Kyle.
Maddie Kyle, not Maddie.
Yeah. Scarlett Kelly makes her way to the table. She had a pair of goals the other night.
I think Scarlett can bring some good energy and size up top. I'm assuming she'll come in for Perussell.
She didn't play in the first half on Wednesday night and then played the entire second half and made the most of it. Scored 2 goals. That one's erratically wide off the foot of Jorgensen there.
You can see Nev taking some runs down the sideline there. I'm sure she'll come back in at some point.
So Kelly comes in for Proessel. There's Ina and Maddie Kyle. Hardly said Amanda McFarland's name.
But that's a great switch by her, great vision to get the ball and quickly get it to the other side. And this is what they need to do. They need to get the ball. They need to switch it quickly. Make the defense shift.
Acton gives chase. And the referee changes the call. They were going to give the ball to Limestone, and then the head referee overruled the line judge. Gave it back to the Bears.
See if Steph can get this one into the box.
She's the long thrower. She does get it in. Gavigan gets a piece, and she'll try it again now.
Even if the Bears can flip it onto that back side of the box, you have Maddie Kyle just kind of standing by. Just take a rip.
All Ina does there is pop it out. Seems like if you're going to race to that ball, you got to do something more than just kick it out of bounds.
Yeah, I think she could have gotten her body between the ball and the Limestone player and really spun that back to Warner or Becker Peralta. Done a little bit more with that.
But you've said it, this near side for both teams is just completely clogged up.
Absolutely. Here we go with Gavigan and Maddie Kyle.
Two of the best runners on this team.
That's a great overlapping run by Kyle, too. Unfortunately, Gavigan didn't see her.
Figueredo takes a long one from outside the 18. Oh, my goodness. And it goes off of Mayer, and it'll end up being a corner kick. Mayer says, my bad, but it nearly skipped into the goal. She basically whiffed on it and then was lucky enough that it hit the goalpost.
And sometimes those aren't bad looks, you know. Just take a rip from outside the 18, see what can happen. But the Bears also need to recognize that and kind of crash the net because you never know if something like that could happen.
Got to be on goal, too, which it was for
Absolutely.
Figueredo. So an opportunity for the Bears here.
I know Steph would have been happy with that.
Gavigan, a header. Oh, it's right there on the line. Becker Peralta's in the middle. Kelly can't get it in.
Looks like it's going to be another corner for the Bears.
Another corner for the Bears.
Scarlett pleading for a foul and a PK.
That's what she does.
Always on the ground somewhere.
Man, that was like a hockey moment right there in
Yeah.
front of the keeper. Big scramble. Saints are able to keep it out for now. Another corner for Acton.
Oh, great spin on it.
Oh, and Mayer missed it again. Let it slip through her hands. But the Bears just cannot bury it.
If you're Mayer right now, you have to be shaken up.
Yeah, she's
Couple
had
tight plays back to back.
the last 90 seconds for her have been high stress.
If I were her, I'd take a deep breath here, get myself together, and get this ball up and out of my zone.
Bears got to be kicking themselves. They couldn't find the back of the net there.
I'm sure Gary Higgins is as well.
This is a turnover maybe, potentially, but Ina was able to run it down before the defender, Katrina Yenser, could get there. Vivian Becker-Peralta, she's a physical specimen as a freshman.
That's a good word.
Have a whistle. We have yet to see a yellow card, which I'm a little bit surprised, the style in which this referee has been officiating.
I don't think he'll hand out a card unless he absolutely needs to, but
He seems
he's
to
definitely
be-
calling this game very tight. He's not going to let
From
anything slide.
the opening kick.
Mm-hmm. Like, within the first 45 seconds.
Yeah, he was already after people, which, I respect it.
Nice quick
Wants
throw
to
in
run
here.
a clean game.
Absolutely. Good touch.
Kelly with a great touch, but she just was a little bit too far.
Yeah.
As
No doubt that there he's going to call
Chimbima,
that.
yeah, that's going back the Saints' way as we're under 6 here in the first half. Goal from Rhea Acton on a PK. And then less than 90 seconds later, Azumi Manrique, freshman, picked up her second goal in as many games on a fluky play from about 40 yards outside the goal. Took a wicked hop on Charlotte Warner and snuck past her. They say that Chimbima was pushing off there. Amanda Chimbima, sophomore from Surrey, England. Been in the States for a while. Came here from Northeast Texas Community College to Limestone, that is.
Steph can drop this one right over that back line and have Kelly or Peralta just run onto it.
Exactly what Kelly is signaling to Figueredo to do, but I'm not sure she hit it far enough.
Good bounce, though. Good touch by Kelly. Unfortunately, can't make solid contact. A little bit more oomph on that.
Just needed a
Chip
tiny bit
from-
more. Yep,
yeah.
You said it.
Oh,
Steph loses her headband on that header, but a fortunate bounce to Kelly, but she's not able to touch it.
the spin on that ball was
Yeah, that was nasty.
that was real. If she was able to get that, though, like Bears could have countered pretty quickly.
Becker Peralta, she's just so savvy.
She is. It blows my mind that she's a freshman.
I know. It's when you watch her play, when you just look at her physically, you think senior all-conference returner.
Absolutely.
See if Biddle can win that one. She cannot. That was a big swing there from Ellie Fleming.
We still have a Limestone player here down on the near side.
Yeah, and she's down in a heap, too. Not sure the referee has noticed.
Also needs to wait for possession.
Wait for possession, so trainer's coming out. He has noticed. Can't see the number. A couple of teammates and the trainer surrounding her. Three and a half to go here in this first half. And while the trainers tend to her, we'll take an injury timeout.
Paramount Kia in Hickory. We want to see you driving a new Kia or, hey, a quality pre-owned Kia. We've got a huge selection of new and pre-owned Kias. You got to get to Paramount Kia in Hickory, Highway 70, ParamountKia.com.
Injured player here at Moretz was Sophie Jorgensen, junior from Denmark. She's getting a lot of help off the field right now, but seemed to be in okay spirits.
Looked to be her knee.
Yeah, knee, ankle, something in the lower leg. She's made her way off the field now as the trainers and her teammates have helped her get there. So we hope for the best for her.
Absolutely.
3.5 to go here in the first half in a tie game between Lenoir-Rhyne and Limestone in the conference opener for the Bears here on the Bears Sports Network, presented by MBA Roofing. So glad you're spending part of your Saturday evening with us. Bears trying to make something happen before halftime.
It'd be nice to get another goal right before the half. Seem to be playing with just a little bit more speed out of this injury timeout.
It's probably not the worst thing that could have happened to have a break, at least.
Definitely.
For both teams.
Yeah, get together, regroup, see what you need to do in the final 3 minutes of the first half to bang it out.
Don't forget, we've got the men's game coming up next, a half hour after the conclusion of this one, approximately 7:30 Eastern Time. Their football team about 10 minutes away from kickoff down at Newberry in their conference opener.
Good quick switch there by Ina. See what Gavigan can... Never mind.
Misplays it off of her heel out of bounds. Now maybe a chance for Limestone with just over 2 to go in this first half to make a final run before the intermission.
Curious to see if Nev comes back in to start the second half.
I see her over there on the sideline. She's standing up with her teammates, so that's a good sign.
I'm sure she will. I believe you're not allowed to re-enter if you leave the game in the first half.
Here's a chance. Warner almost 5-holed it there. There was a big gap between the legs as she was getting down, but...
We call that a nutmeg in soccer.
Do you?
We do.
It's the old... I'm such a baseball guy, the old 5-hole.
I mean, that makes sense as well.
Luckily for the Bears, it didn't happen. Just looked like from where we are up here on our platform next to the camera that you see on the screen right now. Physical play there from Kelly. Biddle couldn't quite get it to Zuger there on this near side.
Suger trying to get a body on it, but just nicks her shoulder.
There's Steph Figueredo. So we're under a minute to go. Steph from Wilmington, but not the Wilmington that you'd think of. Wilmington, Massachusetts. At this point, the Bears just got to hang on and keep this game tied in this first half.
Someone needs to pressure the ball there.
Swinkle's on the outside. She had the costly handball that led to the Bear goal. PK from Rhea Acton.
Good tackle there by Kelly. Oh. Looked clean to me. It was a great tackle, actually.
Man. We've reached halftime. Things getting a little chippy here at the end of the first half, but the Bears and the Saints keep it all tied up. Goal apiece early for these two. Played about the last 30-some minutes clean. About 15 minutes of halftime. Second half coming up on the Bears Sports Network, presented by MBA Roofing after this.
I knew that there was an opportunity to have my college paid for if I was good enough to play baseball at that level. That was going to make a big difference in my family. D2 baseball gave me an opportunity to play at a high level and to get an education that's going to be valuable for me throughout the rest of my life. I chose to take my experience of being a student athlete and pursue that within my career and to get a master's degree. If I wouldn't have had a baseball scholarship, there'd be no chance that I'm doing what I'm doing today.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Celebrate great with Carolina West Wireless. Great new phones and a great customer experience all on our great nationwide high-speed network. Stop by today and get big savings on select Samsung smartphones, like $350 off the Samsung Galaxy S20 and S20 Plus, and $350 off the Note 20 and Note 20 Ultra. The great savings continue with 4 lines of unlimited data for just $35 a month per line. Celebrate great savings and go stay connected wherever your travels take you.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Everett Chevrolet Buick GMC is ready for another exciting football season. Everett has been a proud sponsor of the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears for 25 years, and we wish the Bears a safe and successful season. And August means it's all systems go for another winning season with the Carolina Panthers. We have a tradition of winning in the Carolinas, and when you want to be a winner in the car, truck, or SUV game, come see the sales and service champions at Everett, because if you didn't get an Everett deal, you dropped the ball, baby. Woo!
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
I love being busy in my garden. I got flowers to plant and beds to clean out. When I was feeling really tired and not like myself, I saw a doctor. Look at me now. The doctors were good, they worked with me, and they laughed with me. I'm back to doing everything I love. I needed a doctor, and I found the expert for my heart.
Paramount Kia in Hickory. We want to see you driving a new Kia or, hey, a quality pre-owned Kia. We've got a huge selection of new and pre-owned Kias. You got to get to Paramount Kia in Hickory, Highway 70, ParamountKia.com.
Welcome back to the Bear Sports Network, presented by MBA Roofing. One note that we need to provide, the goal for Limestone was actually scored by Tabia Shutt. It was not scored by Azumi Manriki. Our friends, the scorekeepers there on the far side, got numbers 32 and 33 mixed up. There was such a jumble of bodies on the goal for Limestone. So Shutt picks up her second goal of the year, leads the Saints in points with now 7. She's got 2 goals and 3 assists. Is my math right? Yep. 4 plus 3 is 7. Yep. But we're underway here in the second half. Bears going the other way now, left to right in front of their home bench.
You see Nev Dustin back in the game for the Bears. O'Leary stays on the bench, and Gavigan and Zuger fill those outside winger spots.
Not seeing Sophia Jorgensen, who was injured maybe more severely for Limestone. They're the tail end of that first half.
Bears seem to be coming out with a little bit more firepower, playing a little bit faster and more aggressively, moving the ball around the pitch.
I love that it's called a pitch.
How come?
It's just so original to soccer, right?
It is original.
Kara Gavigan, little nifty footwork, but she
strike one.
Literally swung and missed. Got some baseball going on kitty corner from us, so maybe Gavigan thought she was over at Durham Field. Let's see, a showcase tournament for prospective college baseball players that are still in high school, hosted by Chris Ramirez and the Bear baseball coaching staff. Been hosting those the past couple weekends. Some good ball. I got out to see about a half a game last weekend, and it's pretty high-level stuff.
Good step by Ina. Good shield by Zuger as well to let that ball bounce right over the defender's head.
Zuger centers it off the left foot, but a little bit too high for Proessel. And Gavigan cannot save it.
Running into our boy Malik.
Malik with the camera and the knee pad down there. Couldn't quite move out of the way in time. He was complaining about his joints hurting earlier, too, so. The ripe old age of 25 years old, Malik's body's already breaking down.
That's what happens.
What are you, 26?
Yeah, I'm 26.
And I'm 23, and some days I feel like I'm 43.
Yeah, I feel that.
This is the goal scorer. No, excuse me. The former goal scorer who almost has a goal herself, and now the second goal of the game for Tabia Shutt off the rebound.
Super unfortunate there for Warner. Deflects the ball. Can't get up in time to get back up and deflect that rebound shot, but well done by Limestone to follow the shot up and put it away.
2 goals for Tabia Shutt in this game.
You can see here on our Spangler Restoration replay.
It was Manriki that had the original shot.
Great follow-up. Unfortunate for the Bears.
2 goals tonight for Limestone. Both of them have been fairly avoidable, in my opinion.
Absolutely. Just miscommunication by the defense, between the defense and Warner. But kudos to Limestone for putting those 2 away, taking advantage of those opportunities that we talked about at the beginning of the game.
And Shutt has been the beneficiary of that. Manriki, who we thought had the goal for a while, had the goal in their last game against Anderson.
Great step there by Becker Peralta. Just clear the ball out. See what Zuger can do.
But this is clearly a Limestone club that has been underestimated by a lot of people in the SAC. Only picked 6th in the preseason poll after being a semifinalist in the conference tournament in the spring. Lost a close 1-0 game in the tournament to Queens. A Queens team that they had beaten just a couple of weeks before that. So, so hard to beat a team twice.
Also, to add on to what I said earlier about them, not they finished in the top half of their pod. Many of the conference schools haven't even seen them.
This is technically the second school year that they've been in the SAC, but the first normal school year. Limestone football team comes to Hickory for homecoming for the Bears. That's in late October. Bear football team, by the way, scored on their first drive, hold a 7-0 lead early at Newberry. DeAndre Lester with a touchdown. Proessel, who has been productive in the early part of her career, had the game winner in the opener against Pembroke. Sets up Dustin, but she can't get a shot off. She was in the perfect position.
Just not a good touch. Needed that ball to go forward off of her foot. Would have been nice to set herself up for a left-footed shot, but just touched the wrong direction.
Acton gives it off to Zuger on the far side. Now Maddie Kyle. Where's the captain's sleeve?
Great move.
What a really nice play there by Manrique to force the corner. A sliding deflection. Don't forget, we've got the men's game coming up next, 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. Rhea Acton takes another corner. Last time the Bears had a corner on the other end, they should have scored. See if they can do better this time. Dustin can't get her head on it.
Love to see Ina just play this one back into the box.
Just a...
Good. Well done.
Acton boxes out the defender.
Get it off your foot.
Just a cluster of bodies right there in the middle. Gavigan gets a step but can't keep it.
Right idea by Gavigan to try and force the corner, but fortunately can't get the touch off of the Limestone defender.
Just over 6 minutes into the second half on the Bears Sports Network, presented by MBA Roofing. After this conference opener, the Bears step out of conference play again. They head to North Georgia.
That'll be a good matchup.
That's a good North Georgia club down there in Dahlonega, Georgia. Hope I'm saying Dahlonega. That's the Michigander in me, not knowing my southern cities. Bear men traveled to Georgia in their last game and came up short. 2-0 loss at Young Harris. So they're coming off a loss into their game with Limestone tonight.
A top 20 loss as well.
That's right. Young Harris was ranked 20th in the country.
Oh, that's a great ball by Nev.
Gavigan tries to do something with it. Defender is Ashton Brooks. She came in for Jorgensen, who left with an injury. Here's Amanda McFarland. Dustin keeps it on her foot, but too long for Kyle. Another scoring update in football. Newberry took the ball right back and marched down the field for a touchdown of their own. So 7-7. Bears and Wolves tied up. Not even halfway through the first quarter down there at Newberry. Last time the Bears played there in the spring, it went to double overtime and has the makings of another good one.
Battle for the Bishop's Trophy.
Not the Bishop's Cup, as Danny was trying to convince us yesterday.
It just kind of flows off the tongue a little bit better than Bishop's
Cup
Trophy.
The Bishop's Cup sounds like a golf tournament.
Well, I think it sounds better.
Wow. Too bad.
But who cares what I think?
Too bad they didn't ask you.
If they did,
it'd be the Cup.
It would be the Cup.
It's a centering pass from Limestone that Becker Peralta gets out of there. Saints also step out of conference play for their next game. They had the Lander down in Greenwood, South Carolina on Wednesday. So both these two with road games coming up next. And Limestone next Saturday against Wingate.
That'll be a tough matchup for them.
That's a home one down in Gaffney, SC.
Bears doing a much better job possessing the ball, switching it through the center of the field than they did in the first half. Carresso looking for that 1-2 up the sideline with Gavigan. Just a little bit strong of a touch.
A couple of conference road games next week for the Bears. After tonight, they go to Anderson, who just drew with this Limestone team their last time out, and then go to Coker. That's a week from today at Anderson, next Wednesday at Coker. And the next home game is not till October 2nd when Lincoln Memorial comes to town on a Saturday.
So O'Leary checks in for Gavigan.
O'Leary had a great chance
right
out of the
bat,
gate and just kicked it like she was kicking a field goal.
Well, it needs to be just a little bit lower.
Yeah. If only the goal was about 4 times taller. Early second half goal from Tabia Shutt. She has both Limestone goals in this game and 3 on the season to lead the Saints. That's her right there on the ball. 32 in blue.
Good pressure there by Zuger. Lots of blue jerseys on this side of the field. I like how O'Leary is pinched a little bit in, though. I think I touched on that in the Francis Marion game, how sometimes our outside wingers stay a little too wide. And if they were to pinch in a little, we could give that early ball over the top of the defenders. She's doing just that.
It's a big crash. Dustin and Cameron Tirado, who's in the game for the first time. One of the 3 seniors on this team. That's Tirado right there, 36 on the touch. Just Katie Mayer, who's the goalkeeper, Tirado, and Selena Bovaleth, the 3 seniors that have senior eligibility at least on this Limestone team. Obviously, the amount of years playing college sports has been extended for a lot of different athletes because of the COVID waivers. I've seen so many people in the Bear athletic department, and no matter what sport, take advantage of that. I see you gesturing about the Bears right now, Danny. What do you think they need to be doing?
Just continue to look to switch the ball. Again, this near side is the go-to. I'm not quite sure why, but...
So you're saying they need to work the middle and the other side more?
Yeah, I mean, Mac received the ball back here and looked to play back in this direction where all of the blue jerseys were, and there's less blue jerseys on that side. So, again, just continuing to look to switch the ball faster.
Mayer grabs this one. Has had some trouble tonight, but her team is in front, which I guess is the only number that really matters. Not a great pass there. Yeah, Zuger right in the right place. Passed one, slides, and Mayer makes a diving stop. Not sure that would have been on goal, but either way, it's a corner coming up for the Bears, but that was all Allie Zuger there.
I think if Zuger had taken a peek up just a touch or two sooner, she would have seen that Limestone goalkeeper was off her line, might have been able to chip her a little bit. But still, works out for the Bears as they grab a corner kick.
4 Bears in the box. Rhea Acton takes it. It's a little bit short. Proessel off the head. Becker Peralta right there. They can't get it out. Zuger a one-timer. Somebody's down. Mack chips it over the goal.
Looks like that's Proessel who's down.
Is it Proessel? Yes, it is. She maybe got stepped on in that fray. She was down there and is now on all fours as she's up. But so many scoring chances for the Bears with that scrambles in front of the net off of corners. I mean, we had that one earlier that was like a hockey situation.
Yeah. You can see Allie Zuger calling for the ball wide open on this near side.
Lots of green grass in front of her.
Just can't seem to...
Proessel is able to get a leg on it, but Mayer wisely comes out of her net to pounce on that one. Mayer, the graduate student from England. Large international contingent on both the men's and women's team for Limestone. Same for the Bears.
Smart decision there by Maddie. Play it back to Ina and then go forward.
Zuger whiffed on it. And just poking it out of bounds is Hannah Luke. Another freshman, another player from England. She's from Darlington, England. For a moment, I thought that Charlotte Warner was going to bend down and pick that up with her hands way outside the box.
Yeah, I think
looked like she was about to bend over and get it.
Yeah, a little indecisive there. I'm not sure why she waited so long to come to the ball, but would have been safer to just
you can tell that
get up and
she's maybe a little rusty with her situational play.
A little bit. It's hard to keep up with that when you're not playing an actual game, so completely understandable there.
Grayson Cameron not available tonight. Here's the woman that has
tackle.
2 goals, but she gets out of there. Peralta. Too tall for Proessel on the pass.
Good step by Becker Peralta. Right to O'Leary's feet. Good. Keep that ball coming.
Physical bump there from Manrique. Freshman from Japan who has established herself as a dangerous threat in the front of the Saint attack. Great look there for Dustin, who gets into the box but just can't finish. So we're under 30 to go here. Just over 27 minutes in regular time.
When the Bears play quick like that, quick ticky-tacky soccer, they move the ball well, they connect on their passes, and they put themselves in really good scoring opportunities. But as soon as they start to hold on to the ball is when they start to struggle.
I know. Was looking for a pass there to Maddie Kyle, but it was too strong over her shoulder.
Honestly, I think she was looking to just kick it out of bounds. Didn't see that Maddie was right there. It's a frustration kick.
It's a save there from Charlotte Warner. There's a centering pass. Manrique's able to keep it going. Manrique a shot, and Warner a nice save down to her knees. Nifty move there from Manrique again. She has been great today. Set up the go-ahead Limestone goal early in this second half by that woman right there with the ball. Shut. Lights have fired up here at Moretz. O'Leary stops it there on the outside. She centers it up, but cannot get it past Hannah Luke. That would have been a good opportunity for Zuger there, but nice play that was actually by Ashton Brooks on the near side. No, it is Hannah Luke. I should have trusted my instincts. The 2 and the 7 look really similar on these Limestone uniforms.
And then their hair gets in the way.
Yep. Under 25 to go. Not a great chance in a while for the Bears offensively here. Mack elects to go back to Warner. Just made maybe her best save of the night a couple of minutes ago against Manrique. Zuger gets it swiped by Hannah Luke. It's another name that you just have to say both names.
Absolutely.
Hannah Luke, Maddie Kyle. O'Leary, too strong, yep. Emma Paget over there hounding her. All types of pressure put on by Paget. Figueredo from way outside.
A little too much, but not a bad look. I like that Steph's looking to take those longer shots.
Had one
just put
earlier.
some pressure on the goal.
Had one earlier that was on goal. That one not close to being on goal.
Sometimes you just want to take those rips, just see if it bounces off the goalkeeper like it did earlier. Biddle will come in for McFarland and Kelly for Peressel.
Getting close to crunch time now. 22 minutes to go. Kelly goes down, and is this going to be our first card of the game? It's Amanda Chimbima over there. Got whistled.
I think they called it on Scarlett. Yeah, they called that on Scarlett.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. I definitely thought that it was going to be our kick, but it looks like they called it on
Scarlett Kelly's
Scarlett.
just in disbelief. She can't believe that went against the Bears.
And right as she comes on the field, too.
She's nothing if not making her presence known immediately.
At least she's consistent.
She is. O'Leary gets a step on the outside. Still going. But runs into a blue wall. Is that a handball?
Handball.
It is. Just outside the box. Man, that was mere feet away from being a second PK for the Bears.
Literally same spot, opposite side of the field.
Last time, that was what led to the only Bear goal of this game.
Not a bad place to be, though. Short corner. Love to see her put this right on the back post.
Reacting.
I'm surprised they're sending Peralta to the front post because of her size, but...
Acton ships it, and it ends up in the back of the net! The silent assassin bends one in, and we're tied at 2.
I'm pretty sure that went off the head of Scarlett Kelly. A nice little flick. Great ball from Rhea in that near post.
Take a look at our Spangler Restoration replay. Hard to tell, but I think you're right, Danny. Kelly was right there. And either way, it's either Acton's second, Kelly's first of the day.
And the Bears really needed that there. Put some wind right back in their sail with 20 minutes left to play in the second half. And we're back to 0-0.
But it's 2 handballs on Limestone that have led to both of the Bear goals. One was a PK. That one was just outside the 18, but led to the goal. And they have credited the goal to Scarlett Kelly, so she picks up her 3rd goal of the season and 3rd goal in the last 2 games. Just tipped that header off the foot of Acton. It's a new game now with under 20 to go. Acton trying to make something else happen. Abby Biddle. Zuger tries to get fancy. Crowds into it. Zuger centers. Bears to the net. And they score again! This time it is Rhea Acton. 2 goals in 90 seconds give the Bears the lead. Perfect centering pass there from Zuger. Take a look at the Spangler Restoration replay.
It was a great ball. Rhea at a great spot, right on the penalty stripe. Allie Zuger just sets her up perfectly. And the Bears take a quick 3-2 lead.
Acton, in 11 games in the spring, had 4 game-winning goals. And if this score stands, that will be her first of 2021. But an onslaught from the Bears in the last 90 seconds have given them the lead right back at home. Well, that woke the crowd up.
Yeah, it did.
A 5-goal outburst here in the conference opener for the Bears at home. 3 of them to the good team, to the home team, I should say. The good guys, the good girls. Limestone has provided a huge challenge. And still a long way to go, just under 18 in this game. The way this game has played out is that you're stopping the clock. Stephanie Figueredo is not very happy with the referee for some reason. I'm not sure what the stoppage is for over there on that far side, but Biddle, who set up the last goal. McFarland gets whistled there as it goes back the other way to Limestone. Two goals from Rhea Acton. Second game in a row, she's had two. Go ahead one in crunch time here with less than 20 minutes to go.
Oh, great vision from Kelly there to pick her head up and see Zuger on the switch. Lots of time and space. She's going to look to take this inside. Look for the left foot.
Denied with the left, goes with the right, and it's a good save there by Mayer, but... Whoa! You've got... I'm surprised that after all the referee has done in this game that he doesn't address
let that one go,
yeah, of all... I mean, Kelly kind of got in Mayer's grill, and she just full-on two-hand shoved her. And the other defender, Jim Bimo, was right there. He must not have seen it.
Must not have. I'm surprised the line judge didn't do anything either, though.
That's got to be something. Maybe even one on Kelly for instigating it.
Yeah.
And then another. Here's a corner for Acton that gets popped up in the air. Figueredo thought about swinging at it while it was in midair, but did not.
And this is the point in the game where the referee really needs to keep the game on lock. He did a really good job in the first half, but to let it go now is not going to be good because this is when it's going to start to get chippy and physical.
There's just no way he saw that
because
he would have done something about
absolutely.
it the way that he's been calling this game.
And that's a good play there by Allie Zuger. Lots of congestion over on this near side to just send that ball back to Warner, and let's get it out of pressure and switch the field.
O'Leary cannot keep it in on that far side. Thought she did for a second. The line judge got her. But the fact holds true. Usually if there's some trouble, Scarlett Kelly's right in the middle of it.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I think it follows her.
It's a long one from the freshman Manrique that doesn't have a chance. So we're under 15. Pair of goals within 2 minutes of each other. Put the Bears back in front after Limestone took the lead early in the second half.
Well done there by Warner to just come out and get that out of her space, allow the defense to kind of reset.
Can feel her timing just become better as this game goes deeper along.
Absolutely. She had that one good diving save and then read that ball a lot better than the one earlier on.
Ever since the second goal, she's been on lockdown. Somebody's down for the Bears.
That's O'Leary.
And the ball has not been whistled dead yet, at least as far as I can hear. Apparently it has.
We're going to stop the clock.
With 13:43 to go.
Wonder if she's cramped up a little bit.
Might just be a little bit of a cramp as they call out the trainer. Never mind.
Nope.
Katrina DeVore did. You ever seen that meme from The Simpsons where the guy walks into the restaurant, takes his hat off, hangs it up, and turns around and leaves.
Mm-hmm.
That was exactly what Katrina DeVore, the trainer for the Bears, did right there. That's one of my favorite memes, by the way.
Simpson memes are always good. Or the one of Bart when he slides back into the bushes.
I think that might be Homer. Is that Bart?
No, you're right. You're right. It's
yeah,
Homer.
Yeah.
It's Homer.
Old man yells at cloud. That's been sent to me a few times. Oh, have the Simpsons predicted any world events recently, like they often do?
I don't think so, honestly. They've been pretty spot on, but
there's so many examples of the Simpsons like foreshadowing world-changing events. Like the pandemic was one of them, I think, sadly enough. Simpsons should have kept that one in their back pocket.
Right, seriously.
Maddie Kyle with 13.5 as we've resumed play.
And this is where the Bears do a great job of bringing the ball down the sideline and to the touchline and getting that cross, but the early switch is really on. Maddie Kyle had Evan O'Leary wide open for the early switch, and she really could have just popped that in behind the back line.
O'Leary seems to be fine after the game had to be stopped for her. This one's popped in off the foot of Bovalith. Wondered if Manrique was going to take a big swing there on the high-hopping pass, but decided not to. This is going to be an interesting last 12:45.
I'm interested to see Kara Gavigan's coming into the game, and I'm interested to see who she comes in for, if it's O'Leary or if they look to shift some things around. Kelly looks a little tired on that top line, and this is not the time for the Bears to slow down, especially up top.
I would think that it would be O'Leary. Can't really take Zuger's speed out of it.
Absolutely
See if it's
not.
on its display right here. Tries to beat her to it, but cannot. Nice job by Mayer to read that one right away and come out of her net. On a night where they are without their starting keeper in Grayson Cameron, the Bears that is, how big would it be to rely on the offense to will yourself to a conference opening win?
Absolutely. And that ball from O'Leary is what I'm talking about. Just needs to be a little higher, and Zuger's in. And it is Zuger that comes off as Gavigan checks in.
So Gavigan does come in for Zuger. So I would think that Allie's night is done, and it was a good night for her.
Number 36, Cameron Tirado, also checks in for the Saints.
She's been in already today. So Sam Holmes
Checks
countering with Gary Higgins sub. There's a foul on Chimbima. See if Maddie Kyle can get something started here on this set piece for the Bears. A little bit short. Couldn't quite get enough oomph on it to her teammates.
Yeah.
Somebody tripped over the ball there. And they call a foul on the Bears. Man.
Oh, great challenge there by Figueredo in the air. She wins it, but comes right back.
One caroms off of, I believe that's Katrina Yenser that's in the game. Number 9, yes it is.
Things are getting a little bit sloppy on both ends.
Well, played 80 minutes now, so fatigue's starting to set in probably.
And that's what happens when it gets as intense as it is. Looks like Zuger's checking back into the game.
Maybe for O'Leary this time.
I don't know.
It's going back to the Bears, so here comes Zuger.
Honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to a Zuger-Kelly change.
Yep, it is a Zuger-Kelly change. You called it.
Allie just gives a different sense of speed up top than Scarlett does. Scarlett is big-bodied and has a good, strong presence, but Allie just brings a different dynamic and speed and footwork.
Here's O'Leary. Chance here for the
Give
Bears.
That ball to Kara. There we go.
Send the runner, Gavigan, after it on the near side.
Gavigan doing a good job holding it, allowing the Bears offense to get into the box. No.
What's going on?
Calling either Kara or Maddie offsides.
Seemed
Super
like the entire
unfortunate there.
defense was back for Limestone.
Yeah, I think she was just a step over as she went to receive the ball back.
Probably not the worst idea in the world to get Kelly out of there. You don't want a costly penalty or something late in the game.
Absolutely.
Kelly,
Or even a card.
Right. Kelly is, to her credit, as fiery and competitive as they come, but sometimes it tends to cross the line.
Yeah.
And that's not what you want in this situation.
Rhea doing a good job of containing there, but no one there to step.
There's a long shot, and Warner stops it.
Wow.
Woo! That was a
What a save.
rifle off the foot of Bovalith. Didn't look like much coming in, but that would have been in the back of the net if Charlotte Warner doesn't get her hand on that. Wow.
Great pop over the goalpost there by Warner. Full stretch.
Another one. That one's not close.
Great
Look
touch
out
there.
over there in the pole vault pit.
That was a great touch there by Selena Bovalith. Sorry if
There
I
you go.
butchered that. Good touch out of the air, right into a shot.
7.5 to go.
Great pressure here by the Limestone. Trying to put the Bears on their heels, but
It's Yenser, who's some fresh legs for them. She seeing her first action late in this game, and
she's
clearly
sparky up there.
clearly has more energy than her teammates and the Bear defenders. One's off of Figueredo back to Limestone as they quickly try to push it up with Ashton Brooks.
Good step there by Gavigan. Just get it out. Let the Bears get back and get set.
Hannah Luke will take it. Oh, that's back to the Bears off the foot of Zwinkels. Danger zone here for the Bears. Gavigan.
Good ball there by Figueredo. See if Biddle can just give that over the top early.
Biddle
Good left
looking
foot.
in the middle, and Gavigan swings and misses. What a pass there from Biddle.
Good left foot.
Under 6. Bears clinging to a 1-goal lead. Don't forget the men's game 30 minutes after the conclusion of this one. Only halfway, not even halfway done for our night of soccer here at Moretz.
The Bears are just going to take that to the corner and look to hold it.
It's going back to Limestone. Must have been a handball down there, I think.
Yeah, when Rhea got pushed over.
Yeah. She was on her all fours and the ball hit her arm.
Good tackle. The whole Lenoir-Rhyne bench calling for the touch out of bounds.
And they get the call. Figueredo will take it now. Got to think that the chances for Limestone are dwindling here as we're under 5.
Unfortunate touch there by Mack. Good off the body, but timed the pass wrong.
You can just see Limestone on there. I mean, obviously, this is a very late in a competitive game, but There's a different feeling when a team feels like they have a chance on this field.
Yeah.
Limestone feels like they do right now. This is right in front of the net. And getting on it is Charlotte Warner. Whew.
Great shield by Maddie Kyle to protect her goalkeeper, protect the ball until she has it secure. But that was a great run there by the Saints. Good ball through the back line to the corner. And a beautiful cross.
Can let that sigh of relief out right now if you're a Bear fan, because that was a dicey moment there.
Yenser's doing a great job putting pressure on our back line and on Warner, though. So
she's been great.
Kudos to her for coming in with that energy and
Yenser,
giving the Saints some opportunity.
Junior from Avon, New York. Should have known she was a New Yorker just watching her. I was trying to give New Yorkers a compliment there, and you didn't even say
Sorry.
anything.
What'd you say?
I said that.
Well, last time you said I was a bad driver.
Katrina Yenser is from New York. I said I should have known that she was from New York just by watching her play.
Monroe Community College. Pretty good.
Is that a good program?
We played them when I was played, and yes, they were very, very good.
Remind me of your community college again.
Herkimer County Community College.
Where you were a JUCO All-American, right?
I was, correct. Ended
up at Queens, which we regret every day.
Yeah, it's okay. I won't say that out loud. only when the Bears play them.
It's coming up in a few weeks here.
It'll be a good game.
Two that met in the SAC Conference Tournament Final in the spring. It's Limestone's ball back in that deep far corner. 2.5 to go. Saints got to find some offense quick here if they want to send this thing to overtime.
Lots of time and space here for Biddle.
Just held on to it a beat too long.
Honestly, she probably could have taken a rip at the goal.
Yep, I totally agree.
Turn.
Mack not able to quite get through.
And really, the Bears just need to hold on to this right now.
Still seem to have an aggressive attitude offensively.
Absolutely. Absolutely. As Mack sends it to the corner.
Under 2. This is where, if you're the Bears, you just got to find a way to just dig in these last 90 seconds.
Oh, yeah. The Saints are not giving up.
Nope. Figueredo sends that one over to Moretz Stadium.
Ball coming back on the field.
Yep, you got to watch out there. The ball was thrown back in by a fan.
The Bears are going to take their time kicking that off.
Fan who retrieved that one thought that they needed that ball, but just chucked it back. Gavigan gets fouled by Manrique. We're under a minute. Bears are one good clear away from a conference opening win.
Stop.
And they're stopping the clock, saying that the Bears are stalling back there, which I think they were.
Are, yeah, absolutely.
48 to go. And, they're probably going to add some time. I think the referee's going over to the clock operator.
Bump it up to at least 50, 51
I would
seconds.
say maybe 53 or 4.
Oh,
55.
Wow, whole
so
8
they
seconds.
I think 7 seconds is...
Okay. Math is hard.
55 minus 48, 7. Ball's bleeding back into the corner for Limestone. Gotta just smash it ahead right now if you're the Saints, right?
With purpose, though. That's a great ball.
It is. Charlotte Warner
great
comes out of her
by
box.
Warner.
Ooh. Wow, what a pass that was.
That was a beautiful, beautiful ball, and that just shows Limestone knows that this game, that they can score in this game.
Becker Peralta needs a big swing, but she kicks it out of bounds, so it's coming back to the Saints. 15 seconds to go. Another Becker-Peralta clear.
And the Bears really just need to grab it and keep possession for the last 10 seconds here, and Abby Biddle does just that.
She does. It was not easy. It wasn't very pretty, but it got the job done. A 3-2 conference opening win for the Bears against Limestone here on Saturday night.
Great battle between the Saints and the Bears. Limestone, they came in and they fought, and they had a great opportunity here to take the W, but unfortunately, well, fortunate for the Bears, unfortunate for the Saints. Bears squeak it out.
You can see the Bears know how hard fought that was, the way that they're celebrating that win.
Absolutely.
Limestone certainly gave them all they could handle. So we're 30 minutes away from game number 2. First one went to the Bears 3-2. If the men's game is just as fun as this one, we're in for a treat. We'll be back in 30 for the men's game here on the Bears Sports Network.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Moret Sports Complex here on the campus of Lenoir-Rhyne University in lovely Hickory, North Carolina. I'm Danny Nicosia, here to bring you a short pregame talk before our two broadcasters, Eric Bach and Jacob Parkinson, take over the reins for tonight's men's matchup. Tonight, the Lenoir-Rhyne Bears will take on the Limestone Saints. The Bears come into tonight's matchup 1-1 with a win versus Florida Tech and then a loss this past week to number 20 Young Harris. Limestone comes into tonight's game with a 3-1 overall record with 2 non-conference wins over Belmont Abbey and North Greenville, as well as their first South Atlantic Conference. They entered the conference last year, but due to COVID, we played an abbreviated spring season. So this will be their first official fall, starting off strong with a 1-0 win, and this is the Bears' first conference matchup of the season. It's a beautiful night here in Hickory, North Carolina, and I'm going to kick it over to my partner, Eric Bach, here shortly to give you starting lineups.
Starting lineups for each squad. First, for the Limestone Saints under head coach Eric Alsat. Number 3, Andres Cabranes, Alexander Render. Number 13, Jacob Hancock. Number 15, S.J. Dreschler. Number 16, Mark Radoki. And number 20, Oz Gosling. And in goal for the Saints, number 1, Johan Hipper. Now for the home team, starting off your Lenoir-Rhyne Bears. Number 2, Benny Gienizer. Number 3, Harry Rowe. Number 4, Miguel Montano. Number 7, Jaime Poza. Number 8, Jaime DeManuel. Number 10, Victor Cascon. Number 11, Noah Tipo. Number 13, Danny Fernandez. Number 14, Diego Delgado. Number 24, Carlos Montalillo Lobo. And in goal for the Bears, number 28, Camden Coleman. The Bears are coached by Jack Winter and assisted by Josh Alderson, Diego Field, and goalkeeper coach Carlos Rubio.
Turn me up. All right, Jake. I made my way over here. Not out of breath.
You got the golf cart, though.
I did have a golf cart. Opening kickoff underway. Limestone and the Bears, part 2 of our doubleheader tonight. Bear women took the first leg of this matchup as the game is stopped and Jaime DeManuel has maybe a cut or something that he has to cover up. We're not 25 seconds into the game, but it's the first time in 2 weeks the Bears have been home. We've only played one game in that time. That was the season opener 2 weeks ago against Florida Tech. It's 2-0 win. Fell earlier this week at Young Harris, 2-0. So that's it. The Bears are 1-1. Opening conference play tonight, almost at full strength. Got a couple of guys that were back from injury. Noah Tiefel's back tonight. They are still without goalkeeper Juan Basabi, but he's the only one. Bears got kind of bit by the injury bug early. But Camden Coleman's filled in nicely. Andres Cabranes will take this throw in for Limestone, who is 3-1 on the year. Their loss, coincidentally enough, was to Young Harris as well. So both of these squads have fallen at the hands of Young Harris. Limestone's second conference game blew out Anderson the other night 4-0, so they got to be riding some confidence coming in. But Jake, do you think that the Bears were suffering maybe from a little bit of rust from having a week and a half off between game 1 and game 2?
Possibly. It's good to keep the momentum going when you're playing well. You want to keep that keep that going, but yeah, sometimes a week off, although it can refresh the muscles and can make you feel fresh, yeah, you lose that momentum sometimes.
This is Tristan DeLaff working his way in with the left foot, but cleared out of there by Jaime DeManuel. Picked up that second goal that was really the final nail in the coffin against Florida Tech a couple of weeks ago, and it was a crazy goal from way outside the box. Here he is here with it. Fernandez in the middle as well. And Victor Cascone, who is the reigning sack player of the year. Harry rolling on net, just wide. Man, that was a quick run for Harry. Found some space in the middle of that Saints defense.
This is what I expect to see from Harry Rowe all game. Just literally going up and down that left-hand side. You see it all the time. And he has a good delivery into the box, and he has a good shot on him as well.
Just missed the goalpost by mere inches there. It turns into a corner for the Bears. Goalkeeper is Johan Hipper for the Saints. Rowe takes the corner, and it's promptly headed out of there by the Saints, but it'll stay with the Bears down in their offensive zone.
Harry has been one of the players that stood out to me from watching the first few games. He looks really comfortable in the team, and it's only his first year as well.
He's young. This is an experienced team. He returned both the sack offensive and defensive players of the year in Cascone and Fernandez. So that's kind of the spine of the team right there. Cascone on the midfield, Fernandez at center back. But Benny Gieneiser's got a ton of experience. We'll see Chavi Moya tonight, who hasn't played for the Bears but has a ton of experience. Montano's the same way. DeManuel's the same way. So the fact that here's Cascone with a run, but coming out to get it is Hipper. Seen so much experience on this Bear team, but Rowe has found his way, found his niche in this offense.
He might be more at home tonight with the weather.
Yeah, this is Britain weather, right?
Yeah, well, I saw the Bears were playing at about 5 p.m. the other week, and it was very warm.
Yeah.
So
it's
definitely not that warm in Wales where he's from.
It's been a relatively cool day. But yeah, things have really cooled off as the sun has set. Good to see Noah Tiefel back. He was in a walking boot for most of preseason camp. He's up there with the salmon pink shoes right at the front of the Bear attack. Rowe chips this one in for him. But Johann Hipper up to the challenge. Tiefel and Hipper both Germans. Hipper from Munich.